Welcome to Chapter 12, Correcting Photos. In this important chapter, we're going to talk about color management, workflow, histogram, bit depth, correcting photos, and save for the web. But before we begin correcting photos, we need to mention about color management and why it's so important. Color management is a process where color characteristics for every device in the imaging chain is known and utilized to control color reproduction. It's behind the scenes, but when you start to have color problems, understanding this process is critical to fixing or mending color issues. Most people would believe that color management starts with the monitor, and for most you would be right. But we forgot about our digital camera, our scanner, or video. So each camera, video, or other device also comes with its own proprietary software, which further interpolates what color should be. There's no magic bullet. Just want to let you know there's no magic bullet. So basically, your camera says, okay, this is what red is. Your eyes say what this is red is. Your printer says what red is. So they have disagreements what red is. So we need to have something that at least we can agree on or put us in a realm or at least a ballpark and make it a little bit better for us. Now let me see if I can explain an example. Let's say that I want to take my Nikon camera that captures in RGB color space and print it out, which is in CMYK color space. So this is two different color spaces. How do I do that? And the RGB color space has more colors than the CMYK color space. So you can see problems here. And this is why sometimes when you print out in CMYK, the colors are not as rich as you see on the screen because the CMYK does not have the capacity to do the same colors as RGB color space. But I would side note here that lately with the release of these printers in 5 and 6 inks, they come very, 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 very close, if not the same. So I think that little problem will clear up in a few years, if not already. So the next question would be is how does your camera convert it to CMYK? How does that happen? Well, okay, your camera captures an RGB. Then it's sent to this, let's say this middle guy, and this middle guy's color space is bigger than CMYK and RGB. So if the space is bigger than both of them combined, then converting between the two according to a set standard of what color is this middle guy, then it's easy to convert it, and there's no loss of data. So that's a good thing. Okay, and just remember again that the lab color space, which is known as the intermediary, this middle guy here, is more vast than RGB or the CMYK combined. Okay, and this lab color space can contain colors that are not even printable, or what they also call imaginary. And again, until lately with the addition of these inks, 5, 6 inks printers. Even some monitors cannot reproduce those imaginary colors and try their best. Until lately, again, side note, sorry, this is starting to happen where they can. Okay, so we know that RGB is bigger than CMYK, and sRGB is a more restricted color gamut of them all. But why did I mention sRGB? So sRGB is the RGB color space, but smaller. Okay, well, sRGB is important because sRGB is the standard default for the internet, and sRGB is the color space used by most labs that process your photos. So um, I originally had my camera set in Adobe 1998, which is a nice large color gamut, and Photoshop and PSD, but when I tried to print on my Canon with its 5 inks, there was a mess of color cast, and there was no vibrant color. So I had to change that. I actually now put my Nikon camera in sRGB and my Photoshop and PSD the same so that I can get the color setting or the colors that I like. And I determine that based on what I have. It would not be the same for you. And probably most people would tell you not even pick sRGB. But you have to find what works for you in the color management chain and see what gives you the best colors.